What is going on, Casually FC? Welcome to the match review of the West Ham 1, Chelsea 1 game. Oh, man. Listen, the one thing we all wanted happened. Mason Mount was bench, Gallagher was bench. Unfortunately, we can understand maybe the Kai Havertz, maybe Fofana should start, but we'll get into that. To start off with the game, quick summary of it all. Enzo Fernandez, brilliant cross to Joao Felix, who made his return today. Brilliant one-touch tap into the goal. Fabianski had no chance. We get ahead of the game, and then later on the second half, we make a defensive error. Maybe no meshing between Mudweki and Reece James, no communication. And unfortunately, Emerson, the ex-Chelsea player, puts it behind the net to keep the game 1-1. Chelsea were not able to get another goal to put us ahead in a very much, I guess, Chelsea dominant game for the most part. But I'm joined by my magnificent panel. We got Kai here. We got Oliver, Winter Surfer, Scott, Real Chris, and Alex, who just joined. So, yeah, this game, a little disappointing. But, guys, before we go ahead and talk about the game, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below to see all the other content. Leave a comment if you're watching this in the future. Join our memberships. The link is in the top of the chat. Make sure you're also voting on that poll. You can join us. You can unlock some emojis for yourself. And hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our future streams. But you know what? Start it off, boys. Kai, go ahead, man. Tell me what you thought about the game.
I mean, first half, I think we were pretty decent for 30 minutes. I think we played like probably the best football we played all season. It was very fluid. Everything was doing good. You know, we missed 2 goals from like offside positions, which I think, you know, a wiser striker would have scored them a little bit better. Then you got Felix goal with that Enzo pass. Oh my days, man. That was like Fabregas-esque, like the way he dunked it and Felix finished. That was so good, man. And then second half, we just we collapsed.
We slowed down a bit.
Our born. And I wasn't really a fan of the subs, in my opinion. I think like we took away all the pace from our team, and we put players who are not very pacey, and we've seen how much problems we caused them the first half with the pace. And I felt Ziyech was very slow. They could have handled him quite easily. And then you also had Mount, who's has like something like
we'll get on him.
72%
passes. I got the receipts. We'll get on him.
62, Kai, but it's worse.
62.
Yeah,
so it's just it is what it is, man. So and then in the end, they scored. We should have had a handball, a blatant handball. I don't know what is up with these referees. Then man, just. Disappointing, man. Honestly, like I don't even remember like the last time we won. Honestly, I don't even remember, which is crazy to me.
Was it Crystal Palace?
This blatant handball right here.
Yeah, he literally even after the I don't know if you guys see the post-match thing. He said like, "Oh, my dad was a goalkeeper."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is to me, man. It's like I didn't even know Czech people have humor, and I lived there for 4 years, man. So yeah. But yeah,
that was a crazy handball, man. How this is what I don't like VAR. They're not consistent as well. Like they just you see that and they're looking for 2 seconds. Say yeah, it's fine. It's not a handball or it's not like blatant or whatever it is. That's blatant handball.
And they looked at that offside for like 10 seconds when it's clear. Like you could see it from the TV. Havertz was like, Rice was like 10 centimeters away from the other players, man. That was on screen.
He's caught 4K. He's caught 4K. He's made a dive and a save. Like
honestly, based on the referees nowadays, I wouldn't mind that suggestion from FIFA to have like robot referees, which is gonna analyze the image. Yeah. Honestly, honestly, I wouldn't mind it nowadays, man.
Yeah, it's a freaking shame.
At the same time, I don't want to blame referees for this. I'm not that kind of guy.
Obviously, but it's one of those things that, like, you know, we have the shit performance, right? Like, like, okay, it wasn't shit. It was definitely an improvement from the last game. Obviously, we could have done better, but regardless, like, there are games where you want to struggle through and still walk out with 3 points, and still, like, regardless, like, we're in a position where we could use the 3 points. the top clubs are dropping points constantly around us. Like you saw Tottenham today,
Newcastle today,
Newcastle,
Arsenal,
and these types of decisions where like it can make a difference between getting a penalty and not. It changes the whole dynamic of the game. It changes the confidence for the team. Like, yes, I know we shouldn't be depending on this to win a game, but at the end of the day, we need to win regardless. We need 3 points regardless.
Well,
the biggest problem is when we said that, like I stayed to my word, I said I'll give my decision on the Potter out after the West Ham game from the beginning, when we're in transfer window, when we are talking about the transfer window. If you remember, Scott, me and you talked about it that last, and I said I will give it until some people give it until I think Lewis gave it until late February.
Like that. That's crazy to me, man.
Yeah, today was the day, because look, as much as I like some people saying like you don't know, or post the stupidest thing on Twitter saying if you blaming a manager, you don't know the game. No pun intended. I really don't have respect for those kind of tweets, because they literally on point, because they knew the minute I posted Ampara out, that tweet from that person was immediately after. My problem with this, and I'm standing by every decision I made about the managers, I give Frank Lampard as much as I did, but the biggest thing about the managers, it's the substitution. I don't care how you starting your lineup. Starting lineup is not the decision on the manager. You can make the questions about it, but that's the far as you can get. The problem is, it's the actual substitution for me. It's always been, it always will be. Because if you cannot see the substitutions, substitution is there for change the problems you got currently. And if you don't see that Cucurella, and I defended the guy, but the goal was, if you look at it, he was the first problem. The reason why we conceded, first of all, the cross wasn't going, and he was nowhere near the player to stop the cross. The second, it was James, who was not pay attention to what's gonna happen behind him. But it's not as much on James. Well, it is kind of, but on both of them. But of course, primary, it's on Cucurella. Then. Yeah. The problem for me at the end of the day is when you brought our substitutions, and it's not even about Mount. I was shocked. I was really shocked when you bring Cucurella off and Mudryk off at the same time.
Yeah,
that was the problem.
Exactly.
That was when I lost it completely, because there's a couple of shots, overhead shots, when you see Mudryk made the run and Cucurella choose not to. I can understand you have low on confidence, you afraid of passing to not get caught. I understand all that. But that's not on Cucurella to make that decision. That's on Potter. If he sees the Cucurella's low on confidence and he does not want to make this decision, Potter should see it too. And when he at least brought Chilwell in, all I've asked, just give another 10 minutes. Don't sub them both at the same time. Do not sub Mudryk off. Just leave the Chilwell for at least 10-15 minutes, and if it's nothing changes, then take Mudryk off. But not only that, the two substitutions that he made in offensive zone. Can anybody tell me what's the attack, or did we create anything when Mudryk is ZH left?
No.
Only the half chance, I'll say half chance because it didn't amount to anything, that Mason Mount created on the left, where we already saw the big gap. I'll find the image, but the big gap of
when he
ZH being
pass.
wide open. And then the run that Mount made on the right side.
I don't think it's actually Mount there. I think it was actually Chilwell there.
No, it was Mount.
No, there was one with Chilwell and another one with Mount too.
Yeah, it was Mount.
Yeah,
Mount,
okay. I'm not sure who it was, because I thought it was Chilwell for a minute. But look, as much as I want to defend and I believe the structure and everything, like it's no point for me saying like, yeah, I want him out and I want him now because I know it's not gonna happen. But at least for everybody out there, if you care what I think, and I think he's just out of his depth, man. I just don't. I seriously don't know. The
Yeah, I agree
comment
with
that he
Alex.
made, it actually pissed me off more because I was already pissed off. So it's not
Yeah.
like it's a special. That's because of the maybe when I posted, maybe people think that that's the reason, but that's not the reason. That was like a final hit nail. You know what I'm saying? Like that was for me that specific. Like you know what? I was like I just don't have patience or anything. So for me, for the same reason, I wanted Frank Lampard out. Yeah, is that Mount? I thought it was.
That's
Yeah,
Mount.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's Mount.
He's
That's
Mount.
Mount.
Chilwell passed it to Mount in that position.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't
Can I
understand.
point
Yeah, he tried to pass it to what's his name?
His boyfriend.
He's trying to
Harvard.
pass
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
the person he's trying to pass to isn't even in the frame.
Yeah.
Isn't
I
he?
know. I remember Kai was running into it. Yeah, but anyway,
So brain dead.
so it's look, people like especially. Sorry, Carlito, but when you said it that if you don't think that the manager is, like, I don't care, man. Sorry, mate, but no. If you say that it is like there's on players, not on manager, I'm
Oh, yeah.
surprised, man. I'm seriously surprised if you think that's on players only. That's not only on
You
players.
know, like talking about managers.
It's
I
not
want to know
Chilwell,
what.
sir.
I
It's just
want
Mason Mount.
I want to
I'm-
know what he says at
seriously,
half
I'm
time.
just-
No, I know
Deflated.
what he's saying. I remember that chance. Chilwell crossed it in, and Havertz gets
Yeah.
in front of
This
his
is
guy
Chi-
and hits him twice.
This is Chilwell right here.
But you
No,
talk
this was
about
Chilwell. Pretty sure that was.
No,
I
that's
don't-
Chilwell. The one that has the ball is definitely Mount. The one that has the ball is 100% Mount. I clocked it straight away.
Yeah.
It's me, by the way.
I watched the
was
game
on
twice,
his
so
neck.
yeah, I'm
Straight
100% sure.
I was on his neck straight away when that happened. I literally
Yeah.
posted in the Sarcasm City group chat. Don't think I didn't
Mhm.
see that was Mount fucked up the cross. I saw it straight away. Clocked it straight away. I can't lie. I didn't think the game was that bad as people are making it out.
No,
to be.
yeah.
I think it was
it's
an
not about-
improvement.
but
I think it was a good game. We literally dominated them.
it's a very good.
The thing
first
is,
half.
like, okay, I said this on the get-go after January. I said,
But that's
I'm gonna
the
give
reason.
Potter.
That's the reason. Sorry,
go
Marshall,
ahead.
but that's the reason why I'm actually more a manager, because the substitution killed it. The little
Yeah.
chance that we
Yeah.
have,
I agree,
What
Alex.
was
killed
100%.
it.
But what was the options? Like, this is what I don't get. Like, you can say
Don't make a
Fofana.
freaking don't make a
Fofana for
change.
Havertz.
Why
say
did you
Fofana.
make a
No,
change?
Alex, you need to make a change. Alex, like, think about this rationally.
know-
You've got a guy on the left who this is his third professional football game. I'm talking
I
actual
don't wanna go-
football game
I don't-
since the start of November. This is a guy who
Scott,
still
you
wasn't
go
fit
and
as of
shoot
the
this-
last game. He still wasn't fit.
It's-
He needed
you see,
to come off. So Mount
You're doing
needed
the
to come
same
off.
thing that
Problem.
Mount supporters protect Mount.
I'm not
You're doing the
doing
same
that.
thing
I'm not.
by
I'm just
protecting
not.
Potter. I
What's
think.
the other options? Okay, you tell me what the other options are. He has to
Well,
make
this
sub.
no, seriously, that's what I was doing. I was like, we are fine. I think we're about to score. And the only thing I was thinking, it's get Cucurella off and put Chilwell in.
Chilwell.
That's
I
the,
agree with that.
I
Yeah.
understand
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Ziyech one because
No,
Nani
what-
was.
That's my opinion as well, man.
I did not want
Can I ask you a
Ziyech. The
question?
only
Okay.
person I wanted is Fofana will come in, and it's
Oh,
it.
I want
So,
to.
so what you want? So what you're saying is you want a guy that has a history of injuries to continue playing on. So that's another guy we're just going to run into the ground straight away, and you want
What
a guy
continue?
that
What guy has
We need-
continued
Not
injury?
Nani.
We
Nani.
needed
Nani.
Johnny, and then you want a guy that this is his third professional game, like an actual in anger, let's say, for lack of a better term, since
Mhm.
November, and who still isn't fit. You want him to play the rest of the game. This is what I don't get.
Oh,
This is why, and then you want a guy that's just come back from injury, who's playing in the midfield and is doing the
Cheers,
box-to-box role to
I
to
still
not come
don't
off. This is
understand
what I
what guy
You
is
have to
talking
make
about
this
coming
up.
from the injury.
But
So you've got Nani, has a history of injury.
Madueke, history of injury. Are you seriously gonna
History
say
of
that if we
injury.
won one
Yes.
and you worried about the history of injury when we need the 3 points more than oxygen?
So what happens if he gets injured? Like this is
What happens
a
if
manager
James
has
is
to
get
think about
injured?
these- He has to think about these things.
I know,
In their
but why
positions, in
why
their
he didn't
positions,
think
Madueke
about
is far more likely to
and
get
what's
But-
his name?
Hold on to both of you though.
James,
Like
right?
this is what I was saying before. Like this is why like I'm not ready. I'm still on the fence on Potter. as much as I don't want to be, because I'm not happy with the performances or the results rather either. But like, at least after the January when I said, let me give him 3 games to see what he's going to do with the team, to see how it's going to mesh, because you could tell today, like, there are moments in the game, like the chemistry is just not there entirely. You have Cucurella not communicating with Mudryk. You have Reece James that in the first 75 minutes, oddly enough, when Mason wasn't on there, I'm not going to say Mason's the reason why it worked out, but oddly enough, when Mason wasn't on there, where he was kind of off of it too. And you saw the goal, for example, the goal we conceded, James and Madueke looked at each other like, hey, I thought that was your guys. I just think there's meshing to be done. And I think that's something that we're not taking into consideration in this debate.
I completely disagree. This is the best game I've seen us play in ages because the quality of the play was better. It looked like we had a plan. It looked like the shape was better, number one. It didn't look like everyone was all over the pitch. It looked like in attack and in defense, we actually had a shape. Like, we're talking about fine margins. If James passes the ball, I think it was James, passes that ball to Felix a second earlier, that's 2-0. If Havertz knew the offside rule, that's 3-0. In about 25 minutes, we're winning that game and no one's complaining. If James knew how to defend or was watching his man at the back post, we don't concede, we win that game 1-0. Like, we're talking about fine margins.
Agree with you. Yes.
Like, we're acting like we got back.
Agree with you.
Like, this is why I don't get all this.
Who ruined the game?
What do you mean, who
I
ruined the
agree
game?
with the subs. The subs,
Like,
I
the
think,
subs had
like...
to happen.
No,
Like,
I think the subs did have to happen, but onto what Alex's point, like, I agree with the sub for Chilwell because Cucurella was horrible. I think if you're trying to win the game, you make offensive subs. You don't bring on... Why would you bring on Mason Mount to score you a goal? Why would you not bring on Fofana? Why not bring on Carney, who's had very close opportunities to score goals in multiple games now? Or was Aubameyang even on the pitch? I don't even know if Aubameyang was on the bench.
Was not there.
He's not involved. Doesn't want him.
Like,
Carlito,
I think
know.
there's just
You don't
other
need to
options.
say it. Like, I know
I think
I'm
there's
far
just-
out, Carlito.
Yeah.
I know. Thanks for reminding me.
I just,
I do think that the managers are actually responsible for something.
Of
To be-
all the
to-
I can't lie, of all the games to focus on Potter, this is not the one. Of all the games to focus on Potter, this is not the one.
I agree with
Yeah, but
that.
Scott, I
But it's
told
an
you how
accumulation
I
of all of
think.
them, man.
Told you how
There
I
is an
think.
accumulation. I think the
Yeah,
fact that
I
it took
told
him
you
this
how
long
I
to finally
think.
bench Mount, and
the
we're seeing
reason-
the results.
Can I-
Again,
can-
Marshall,
why?
everyone was
Can I
asking
just-
for him to
yeah.
pick those 3 players, and yet fair enough, Havertz played 90 minutes. He benched both of them, and we saw an improvement. Like,
Yeah,
he
I
did
agree.
basically everything that people wanted him to do in terms of the starting lineup. The fact he played Felix in his proper
And
position as
then
the 10.
he
He
ruined
played
it.
all these attacking players. But what else is he meant to do? Just not make subs?
No.
I think he still has to
Yeah,
learn some of these
just-
players
no.
too, and what's gonna
Scott,
mesh.
exactly. Remember in
We
the
were winning.
beginning,
Why did he
first
make the
half,
subs,
no,
man?
in the first half of the season,
Well, I think
we
he
are
made the sub
thinking,
after, really.
we are thinking, why is he making subs so late? Remember that conversation? 82nd minute, Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that conversation we had? So now he decided, we playing well, let me make the subs earlier, at the 60th minute.
Yeah.
You were gonna say something, and then I want to hear from
No,
Winter
man.
Surfer and Oliver.
For me, I agree with Alex 100%, man. For me, it gives me like Lampard moments where the team looks lost. There is no organization. We're horrible in everything we do. First half we did good, but that's because we have very good players.
Yeah.
I feel like our players are carrying this team, like the new players, right? Because the old players are still whack. For me, till this day, I don't understand what Mount offered in that game, and I don't understand why he brought him on. I would have rather see Fofana in there with the Havertz or something like this, or instead of Havertz, and not see Ziyech. I understand why he put Ziyech there because we don't have any other wingers. But if could have taken Chilwell and at least seen what we would look like if Cucurella was off and Chilwell and Mudryk played together before he took him off. He took him off. He made the substitution way too early for me. I still, till this day, I don't remember one performance from Potter where he made subs to change the game for me. Till this day, I still don't know. And it's not. I don't know if I'm Potter out, but I am I'm standing where I just see there is no difference between him and Lampard. They have a lot of ideas in their head that they don't know how to implement on the pitch. That's where I stand with them. And I don't think I will go to the point and say that I want Potter out, because I think we reached the point of the season where it is too late. But a lot of the fans are saying the same thing that they said with Lampard. Oh, give him that till the end of the season. Like who are we gonna find? And if you remember, we did find Tuchel. We did win Champions League after all those arguments. Shout out to Nini, man. one of those guys. But yeah, man. But yeah, man. I agree with Alex, man. I'm honestly like starting to be worried because like those standards, like I've seen managers from Everton and Leeds fire their managers for similar performances, man. And the fact that we have been with 2 wins after 12 games, and he says, we are learning, we are doing this, we are doing that, and the one thing that really annoyed me, that made me like be like, okay, this guy is a cock, man. He's a loser, man. Because whenever the penalty happened, the penalty should have happened, he said nothing. He just stood there like a loser, man. Like I just think sometimes you have like the personality to be a manager in an elite club, and sometimes you don't. And I feel like he doesn't. He's the type of manager who'd be good for a mid-table team or an Everton or a 6 or a 7 team. But I just can't see him as a manager in an elite club. And that's just my personal opinion from the time that I've seen him now. Of course, in the future, he could change my opinion completely. But so far, from what I've seen from him since September till now, I haven't seen anything that is out of the box. And I'm like, okay, this guy will be amazing with a few players. There is not even 1% of me who's going to be like, this guy give me a sample of what he can do. So I do agree with Alex about what he said about the subs and his game plan.
Oliver, how are you feeling about Graham Potter right now?
I don't know. I mean, I personally, I take points from
I'll see
what
you
everyone
later.
said.
Gotta go
Okay,
on
Alex.
See you later.
See, Alex.
In a few, Alex.
Yeah, so I guess I take points from kind of what everyone said. I mean, there are definitely things I don't agree with. You know, the main thing being the Cucurella and Enzo sub at the same time. So Cucurella and Mudryk at the same time. You've got to give Mudryk a bit of time with Chilwell, just for the sake of confidence. I don't think Potter is managing Mudryk's confidence very well, and I don't want that to drop because we've got a good player here, or a player that can be very good, that has the potential. We need to tap into that in order to start getting the wins on the board. So that wasn't necessarily great, but I think as Scott said, you know, he did some things that we asked him to do. He dropped Mountain Gallagher, and we've seen this new kind of front four, this, you know, Havertz, Mudryk, Felix, and Madueke. You know, it was something fresh, and with Enzo playing behind them as well, that five was definitely doing some good things. We were creating chances, and I think, Kai, you'll remember when we were talking during the game, we were both saying that, you know, from that like 20, 30 minutes, we were saying we're chill because if it keeps going like this, the goal will come. We don't have to like panic or anything. But then after 30 minutes, it all stopped, and it just became first half FC all over again, where we come out and we don't look like we know what we're doing. And it's just very bittersweet at the end of the day. That's the best way to put it.
But don't you think, Josh, like a better manager, a manager with more personality, would kind of try to motivate his players on, like, whenever they're kind of starting to slow down, go down. With him, I just see him like, you know, just his arms down. I'm really like, personality-wise, I don't know, man. For me, like, I'm really worried about him, and I want him to do good, but I'm really worried about if he has the type of personality to be a manager at an elite club, man. He reminds me a lot of Nuno. You remember Nuno at Spurs when everybody was like, "Oh, he has those ideas," but he didn't have that kind of the personality to implement them at a higher club. And I feel that's the same thing with Potter, man. Because I do want him to do good. Because he's a nice guy. He doesn't seem like a bad person. But for me, he's not doing what I expected him to do. Because like not even the minimum of it.
He's not even doing what he was doing at Brighton, from what we can tell. And even Brighton, like they look like they had some type of an idea. This is still, again, I think I'm inclined to put it more on the meshing of the team. Like I think there are moments where like they just don't know how they don't understand how they play 100% of the time. But there were great moments where we saw Enzo and Joao Felix today look phenomenal together. They Enzo obviously today, I don't think he had as good a performance as he did against Fulham.
He actually won man of the match, Marshall.
I think he was man of the match in my opinion. Like I agree with that. I think he was great. He had a fantastic
and by the way,
fantastic opportunities, all that. Yeah.
a lot of Liverpool accounts, like big accounts, are saying, "Oh, that's what 100 million midfielder gets you. That's the quality of." But didn't they all say that we are wasting our money signing him?
Of course.
And
it
now
did.
both
Of course.
both
It did.
Liverpool and United are saying like, "Why didn't we sign him? He's so good." Hypocrites, man.
Yeah.
Even the Talk Sports, if you saw that they're talking about Enzo, they're saying, "Oh, he's such a good player," blah blah blah. But didn't you say we're wasting our money? Didn't Gary Neville came on a fucking little rant and he said we're wasting money? We should have got
He's a
Casemiro
clown.
or whatever.
I think
course.
the
Of
guy
course they're
said
gonna.
they said we're the ones who are changing the midfielder like or players' price to like being stupid.
Oh yeah, the
prices.
midfield, the high
Yeah,
midfield
yeah.
price market.
But
Yeah.
even though I debunked that of like probably a Paul Popper being.
And then we
90
have
million
this
in
this
2016.
gentleman here, the high price midfielder with this kind of stat: 0% duels won, 0 out of 2 take-ons, long balls 0 out of 1, inside 22 minutes of Chelsea, 62% pass completion.
And then he
Listen,
was giggling like a fangirl after the game with the West Ham.
and you know what, I want to hear Andrew's take on this. The fact of the matter is that like we're talking about supporting the players and bigging them up and making sure
Let's have
that
it right.
they get their confidence going and all that stuff, proper
Fucking
minerals,
minerals,
all that fucking bullshit, and then Cucurella at halftime gets booed. Which, look, I understand Cucurella did not have a good game. I don't think he did at all, but I think he should be benched. I think Ben Chilwell was a lot better when he came on. He looked a lot more solidified and more confident back there. But regardless of the fact, like if you're gonna sit here and tell me that, oh no, you can't bash Mason Mount and ruin his confidence, in the same fucking hand you boo Cucurella because he's not English. It's
Bro,
fucking
fuck his
bullshit.
confidence.
It's fucking
Fuck his
bullshit.
confidence, man. I honestly couldn't fucking be asked about his confidence, man. The guy
He
is.
should be benched, but it's just
Bro,
it's the hypocrisy in the fan base, guy. That's what gets to me.
You see, they were booing Cucurella as soon as you even say Mount had a bad game. So you're bullying him, his mental health. Why don't you be a supporter?
Exactly.
This is my favorite one. Is like, why don't you be a supporter? It's like, why
Yeah,
don't you
but
be a
they're not a
cunt? Why don't you
supporter.
stop being? Yeah, why don't you stop being a cunt to Cucurella, man?
And you know what?
it's
It would
that
be. Listen, how much was Cucurella for us? 60 mil? It would be more of a reason to support him because he was so expensive for us. And he's our only, our only left back at the time
and it's
because
his
we're still
first
working Chilwell. It's his first season at Chelsea, and we're still working Chilwell into fitness. So, I mean, Andrew, I don't know what your take on this whole situation with Potter being in or out, or the whole fan base booing Cucurella and cheering on Mason Mount for subpar performances.
Potter in and out is just a waste of energy for me.
Hey.
Can you hear me? I'm all good, yeah?
Yeah, we're good. You're good.
Okay. Potter in or out is it's not.
Can't be
not-
asked.
It can't be asked at this moment in time. But booing the player, what do we expect, man? I mean, these guys, the fan base, I mean, if you give them an IQ test, they wouldn't know how to write their name properly, some of these guys. So, it's all good. On the game itself, I do side with Scott in that I thought we played some very good football today, in the first half especially. That ball from Enzo Fernandez, that pass, I keep saying I don't know anyone. There's very few players in the world that can do something with that ball like he can. That was a brilliant ball. I mean, if Kai Havertz could learn how to fucking stay on side, he'd probably be 2 or 3-0 up before they even bloody equalise. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, listen, it was a good first half performance for me, apart from the goal that went in. Like you say, I can understand. I'm not really going to get on him for the Gallagher one because that was very late. The substitution, so it really didn't make much difference. The Chilwell one made sense. I would have kept Mudryk on for maybe 10 more minutes, 15 minutes to see if there's any difference. The ZH one, I don't know why we persist with ZH, man. He just doesn't want to be here. Do you know? It's like
There's no other option.
I know. I just, but I would have bought Chukwuemeka on Scott today. I would have bought him on. I just think he deserves more minutes today. I mean, I'm not like. The thing about Potter is that he did the starting lineup. Everyone wanted. Everyone wanted the starting lineup. But say what you want about Havertz. Everyone wanted the starting lineup. He did that before he did well. I just don't know, man. We are literally a Reece James or Madueke concentration slip from winning that game today, and then it would have been all different, wouldn't it? That's what it is. It's fine margins. You can say what you want about the handball. It's definitely handball, but I really hate to rely on a referee decision bailing
I
us
get
out.
it.
You know what I mean? I mean, it was obvious. Don't get me wrong. It was very obvious, but I just, I don't know, man. And I do agree with Scott. I mean, there's, what you can say what you want. We're still, remember, guys, we're still a lot of injuries away.
Sure.
You know, we don't have Kovacic or Kante.
Kante, Fofana, Kovacic,
you had a fit Kovacic with Kante or something like that on the bench, or Zachariah. That would have made a huge difference, I think, today. Yeah. I mean, listen. I know what everyone's saying. It's one of those. We don't.
Yeah.
We want him to succeed, but I really don't know. I'm just like, I don't know what to really judge it on, really, because I know what Kai's saying. I know where Kai's coming from, seeing a bit of maybe Lampard, or just generally a manager who looks out of his depth, maybe in some situations. And people go, why didn't he jump up and down for the handball? What would him jumping up and down on the sideline make any fucking difference to the decision made? Because
Andrew,
you know
it actually would. It actually would. You know why? Because he could go to the assistant. He could go to the assistants, and the assistant would ask him to look into it. But he didn't.
The VAR, the referee, the VAR. I was listening to the game. I was watching the game.
VAR
people looked at it. They
didn't even look at it though.
Yeah, they
looked there for like 10 seconds.
They didn't show it on the screen. They looked at it in their own.
No, VAR people checked it. Yeah,
I was going to say,
the VAR people checked it.
Like what Andrew said, what's him jumping up and down on the sidelines and getting pissy and angry? He's going to do. He's going to get a touchline ban, and that's cool. That's him not on the touchline for the next like 1 or 2 games. So this is what I don't get. And the same in the press conference. If like what's everyone getting pissy and annoyed at, he didn't say anything. Like, what's him getting annoyed going to do apart from get him a potential ban from the FA? We know the FA are a bunch of pussies and they get like all in their feelings when people criticise. It's happened before. Like this is what I just don't get. Like, I get Potter has his criticisms, right? And I get like he could have done better in terms of like Fofana could have come or Chukwuemeka could have come on. But if you've looked at this game today and decided that he's at fault for why we've lost this game, I don't know what to tell you anymore. Like, I genuinely don't know what to tell you anymore.
See, like, I think part of the problem is that, like, when Tuchel came in, it's just that charisma that, like, listen, what Tuchel did was incredible. He took over the position of Chelsea manager after the greatest Chelsea player of all time, the Chelsea legend, got sacked. And he managed to take the fan base and put him on his side with his charisma. I think, and again, we're talking from people who really love Tuchel, and I guess a lot of these fans really love Tuchel. Obviously, I'm included in that, but I don't judge on the press conference. I don't really care. I want to see what's going on the pitch. But I think it's that transition between Tuchel and Potter, where Potter's not doing a good job of convincing these players to play for him, or not even players to play for him. I'm sorry, the fans that don't worry, I'm passionate about this. I'm looking for Chelsea's best interests. He's not persuading me like Tuchel did. I think that's part of the problem there too. But I mean, also on that handball, it's annoying because there's not much. To Kelly Ban, thank you so that picture. Oh my god, thank you so much.
Why does Patrick have tits, bro?
Look at the little eyes above him as well.
Anyways, look at Ten Hag's mentality, how he demands improvement. He has a worse squad than us, and he has taken the United team by the scruff. Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, though, I agree with that. But to a certain extent, like, he did just drop not Cucurella. He hooked Cucurella off, and then he dropped Mason Mount and Gallagher, which is what we asked for a long time. I think right now he's kind of trying to figure out what's going to work, what's not going to work, what's meshing, what's not meshing, and he's going to persist with Mount. Like, I'm sorry to say, it sucks to say it, but he's going to persist with Mount. Today, we clearly see that with Mount didn't work, but we saw that today with Joao Felix, and I'll pull up the stats. Joao Felix, this guy's earning his spot in the starting lineup, and I don't really see where Mount comes into this. Look at this. 83% pass accuracy, 66 touches, 8 ground duels won, 3 tackles won, 2 crosses completed, 2 dribbles completed, 2 shots on target, 2 key passes, 1 goal. And his goal was brilliant, by the way.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's like,
that pass was brilliant.
How many of us were surprised that Felix is gonna do good? Were you surprised, Scott?
No, not at all.
technical
I didn't
players
think he would
always,
make this
always,
much of an
nah,
impact.
Technical players always do good, no matter what the league is. If you get a good technical player who's technically solid, he will do good. The issue with Chelsea is most of the time we went for those PNP players, like for example,
Yeah.
Timo Werner, Lukaku. We never went for those technical players.
You're right, man.
The fact that Felix is probably the closest we had to Hazard as far as technical ability in a while, man. So I'm not surprised that he have done well. And this is why I wanted him at Chelsea, because he would do good. People who kind of didn't want him, or that he's not gonna work for us, he's just like Timo Werner, which for me, man, I was burning inside. Somebody compared somebody like a Felix to
I didn't
to
compare him.
Timo Werner.
Yeah.
Don't
As
put
far
me
as
there.
technical ability, the only people who were doubting if he will do as good is the people like Daniel Childs, the football experts. You know, the passion is what matters in football, not the football ability. But yeah, man, I'm happy with Felix, man. He's a phenomenal football player, man, and it just shows that fits the Premier League like a glove, man. He gives me a lot of, like, if you guys remember Sanchez when he first came to the Premier League, man, like, he fucking
You know,
slotted
Kai,
right
do you
in,
know
man.
what it does for me, Kai? Makes me look at Simeone in a different light. Do you know what I mean? With the,
He fucked him. He
you know
played
what I
him
mean?
left
though,
back.
right? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think the
You know
thing
what
is,
I mean?
yeah,
It makes me look at
it just,
Simeone a different way, man. You know what I mean?
it just
Yeah.
shows though, like that certain players don't work with certain managers. Like 'cause
That's
they're
true.
both like
That's true.
Simeone is a good manager. He just has his way of playing,
Yeah.
and Felix is a good player. He just has his way of playing. And you saw it, to be fair, in this game. Like one of the things that I thought worked quite well is in attack you could clearly see Kai was the number 9 and Felix was the 10. But on defense, they switched because Kai's better defensively. So when we were defending against the ball, Felix would be the number 9 and Kai would be the 10 doing the pressing and dropping deep because he can actually do that. And Felix wasn't going to do it as much, which I liked. Like it shows that there's a connection there. And this is why I say, like, we started to see a connection, a pattern of play, a way of playing, you know, some nice link up play, bar Cucurella, from this team. Just from getting better players, just from Felix being in there, from like, I'm not even gonna say he's that great a player, but like Loftus was an improvement in the midfield. Like, yeah, he had that moment at the start of the game where he should have cut it across earlier for Havertz, probably would have missed anyway. But it's like he was an improvement on the midfield because guess what? From a discipline standpoint, he understands where to position himself. From his time with Tuchel, he understands when he needs to be deep, when he needs to go forward, like how to link up with his partner. Something that Gallagher doesn't know how to do at all. Same with Mount.
This is
Like,
something that I have been
It's what I'm saying,
touting.
like, there was a clear game plan in that first half, and even in the second half, it died a little bit, but there was a clear game plan. Most of our game plan and most of our shape went away after the subs, but I don't blame Potter as much for the subs because it's like, what else is he meant to do? Like that's the problem with our team at the moment, especially with the injuries. Once we have the likes of Pulisic, Sterling, you know, Kante, Zakaria, Kovacic, if he's going to pull his finger out. Like, once we have these guys back, then the subs that happen should not make us lose our game plan. But we're currently dealing with right now where even a Loftus-Cheek to a Gallagher is a downgrade in terms of the fit. And that's what we're dealing with right now. The quality just isn't there. And that's why I don't blame Potter as much because what else is he meant to do? Like, just not sub these players off? Like,
Here's the thing. Like, where I disagree with you, Scott, is that the subs could have been better. I don't think that the subs happening is the issue. It's the selection of which subs. If you're trying to win the game, you bring on an attacker. You don't bring on Mason Mount, which is okay. Sure, we could say that Mason isn't the problem, right? But at the end of the day, I feel like he is part of the problem. I feel like today we went.
Sorry,
Okay.
sorry to interrupt.
I feel like today. Oh, hold on. I feel like
I
today.
swear we conceded as soon as he came on as well, man. So
No. We conceded before.
No,
But
before.
the
It was in
thing,
the
the
first
thing is, the thing is with Mason is that he's part of the problem, but I feel like today we went from, okay, now Mason isn't the problem. We're back to where we were before, where confidence is the problem. First half FC is the problem, where we show up for the first half and we decide to get complacent in the second half, or we score, we get complacent. So we took a step forward in the right direction because we were so far, the bar was so low that it was Mason that was crippling us. Now we're back to the original thing that was crippling us, which is the mentality, which is why we got this coach. So Mason coming in, I don't think was the right choice. I think you should have brought an attacker.
Can I say something? I don't think it's the mentality. I think it's the fluidity. Once these guys start playing with each other more, especially in attack, I think we will see a
I think
much
that's
better.
part of it too. Yeah, of course.
We
I think
already
though
saw
with with the Cucurella situation, we all know he's
Sure.
had some family issues or something like that. Maybe he just needs some time on the bench himself.
Yeah, bench him, man. Yeah.
I think he
Yeah,
does.
that's what
I
I
think he
mean.
does. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But that's
potentially even time away from the club, just like time back.
Yeah. We got listen. We got Chilwell coming back. We can mix it up with a Lewis Hall for a bit, like for some part, a game against Southampton or something like that, and just give him some time away because it's just needed, right? I listen. You want to boo players? That's up to you. I don't want to boo a player that's going off that's clearly struggling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't want to do that. You know, I'll boo a player if they've done something really wrong to the club or something like that. But I won't boo someone that's going off. And I just think it's hypocritical when we're like I think Kai said earlier, it's like, you know, when you see like with like Mount or Havertz or what's for their mental health when this guy's actually going through something with his family and something like that. And you bastards are booing him off, something like that. I just think, but that's on the manager's. But that is on the manager to do something about that.
I think though, I think my biggest issue with the booing is the fact that there's the inconsistencies. Like we don't want to boo Mason Mount because of his mentality and because of what it'll do to his confidence. But we're very quick to boo Cucurella, who, if anything, we want to. Yeah, we want to cheer him up.
Bro,
I didn't realize.
It's crazy to me. Like you see all these reports about Mount. Yeah, there's a lot more reports are coming in that he doesn't want to sign it. He wants to triple his salary, and he's not convinced with the future, whatever. But for some reason, it doesn't change like anything, like the perception of him by this fan base. It's crazy.
Oliver, before you go, let me just read the super chat. Chelsea are back. What a result for the Blues. I don't know if that's sarcasm, but thank you so much for the 199. 199.
That's not Chelsea.
Fuck you.
Can't even supersize a McDonald's with that one. Man.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. Yeah.
Listen, like the thing is though, I wanted to say this before.
Fuck you, man.
I appreciate it. And by the way, 32 of you guys watching, make sure you're smashing that like button and make sure you look into possibly joining our membership. We have emojis for you guys and plenty more to come out. We're one membership away from adding an additional one. So the more memberships we have, the better it is. So yeah, join the Cement Mixer gang, just like Andrew. But anyways,
better for who? Better for who, Marshall?
Better for everyone.
Better for you, bro.
Real quick, Scott, before you point that out. What I was trying to say before is that with the look, at the end of the day, we were saying we don't want to win on a whole referee. We shouldn't deserve. But at the end of the day, I'd rather be here right now critical of Chelsea and the performance with 3 points than critical of their performance on a draw against West Ham, who is near relegation. But Scott and then Oliver, I want to hear what you have to say.
I was just going to say, because I'm a dip in a minute, so I'm going to jump on Lewis's stream for a little bit. I've just gone back and seen the Mason Mount chance where he should have passed it to Ziyech. Do you know what the funniest thing is about that I've only just clocked as well?
Sure,
he overhits the pass to Havertz.
Yeah,
bro. I swear he needs to be diagnosed with dyslexia, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, man. There's something
I really didn't realize because I was focused on the handball and the pass to Ziyech. Bro, he overhits it to Havertz, so Havertz has to turn his back onto goal to play it back to Gallagher.
Did he even look properly?
No, he doesn't. He literally doesn't raise his head.
See if I can find the video.
Overhits the pass.
And you know what's mad? He was fresh at that point as well. He was fresh. He wasn't even tired or anything. He just came on.
He literally does a no-look pass because he doesn't look.
I don't know how consistent you can be with that then if you just keep looking at the ball and just hitting it, hoping it goes to someone.
Bro,
you have to know where to
it means he can't do two things at once. He cannot do that. He has to literally stop, look where the player is, and then pass it. He doesn't have the natural talent to look in the corner of his eye where someone is and pass it that way. He doesn't have the awareness. He has no self-awareness.
I feel like everyone should be able to do it. Even I can do that, and I'm shit.
Yeah,
you know what?
I can't be
you know what I do. You know what I do, and you should do that as well. Look at Enzo, a natural 8. Yeah. Who plays as a 6, but we can get how he receives the ball, how he is off the ball. Before he gets the ball, he always looks around him to see where he is, and look what Mount does. And then people tell me that Mount should be a natural number 8 man.
What Enzo does is when the ball's going to him, he opens himself up, so he's more angles to hit the ball. If he can't do his first choice pass, he's got more of an angle to pass it anywhere.
Yeah, because
right?
he scans the area before he does
Yeah,
anything.
exactly.
Before he looks
Whereas
2 moves ahead.
Whereas like a player like Mount will be closed off to receive the ball, and he doesn't know where he's going to put the ball next because he hasn't got that talent. He hasn't got that awareness. So he has to take the ball.
Yeah.
I was going to say he looks, but he doesn't even look. He just passes the ball like some blind cat or something.
Yeah, but Andrew, you can't teach him this because this is how
that's
you've
what I
been
mean.
playing
You
your
can't
whole
teach
life.
him.
This is
It's
how this just how
24.
you are, man. Yeah.
He's 24. He doesn't have it. Let's just face
Set in
facts.
his ways.
Yeah, he doesn't have the it factor. That's what I've been
Doesn't
saying
have
about him.
it,
He's a decent player, but he doesn't have the it factor. Like
Right, he
Enzo, you can
doesn't-
see the aura around him in the midfield. You can recognize. You're like, it's Enzo. Enzo took the ball. Enzo won this. He did this.
Can
Like,
there's
an incident. There's an incident where he saw the ball go into an opposition player, and he was passing to the other player, and he knew it's gonna go to that player, and he
Yes.
anticipated it. I don't know if you've seen that moment, but he's intelligent, and midfielder's intelligence is you
And
have
he's
to have intelligence to be a
21.
midfielder, bro.
He's 21. He's 21.
Yeah,
and
it's
he's already
mad
got
to me,
that.
man.
But I want to. I
Yeah.
just want to. I know. I said that pass though for that Joao goal. I mean, there's no one on that pitch.
Yeah,
De
could do
Bruyne,
that
sexy
pass.
as fuck.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a brilliant pass from Enzo.
unbelievable. Right? You know how perfect that was to
Yeah.
time
He was
the
right at
run
his
thing
foot.
as well. It's like it's not overhit. It's not. It's just. It's on a plate. Literally, the old mantra is on a plate.
The
For
way.
Joao Felix just to literally pass. All Felix needed to do was pass it in.
It was a volley.
All he needed
The
to
ball
do.
didn't even bounce. He volleyed it.
No, exactly. But it wasn't even a powerful volley. It was just passing it.
He tapped it. Yeah,
in.
exactly.
He caressed
Yeah.
it in. Do you know how ridiculous that is? Oh my! Do you know how ridiculous? How low we are to not having seen that type of pass.
I want Potter to build on this. I want Potter to keep playing those front four. I don't want him to change any of them. Those are the ones who should start for us for the next few games. Because this is the first time they played together and they were mad impressive. Imagine if they had 3 or 4 games under the belt this way.
Shah, thank you so much for
Ricardo,
the.
yeah, you're right. I'm cussing you out, so it won't make Mount complete across. It also won't make you have holes in your midfield that Casemiro's out and you cry like a baby because Leeds.
Oh, shit, right.
Yeah. Hold
A
that,
managerless lead as
sucker.
well. They don't even have a manager, bro.
Caretaker
Just let
bounce.
you know.
Caretaker manager bounce. That's what those caretaker manager bounce. But thank you, and we appreciate your support.
Thank you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate it. Man.
No, thank you, but we'll take your money.
That's Kai.
Have
That's
to thank him,
Kai.
man.
But no, it was just.
Yeah, it's true, man.
It was just a breath of fresh air because even that one assist that Enzo got, he was doing that throughout the whole game. Like he was looking for the passes from there. He was being creative. Like, yeah, sure, there were a few passes that Enzo made that were intercepted and stuff, and maybe didn't go to the target that was intended to. But like Kai was alluding to earlier, I think if we persist with this front four, we persist with these players, arguably maybe play Fofana instead of Havertz come forward, but or even Oba, because Oba seems like Oba wants to fight for his place. If he earns his spot, then we'll see what happens. But if we persist with them, then we'll start seeing more chemistry. We'll start seeing more of that meshing. We'll start seeing more of those creative passes. So I think Enzo, as time goes on, will improve as well. Like we will get this player, but it has to persist. It has to be not playing Mason Mount, bringing him on like today. He didn't look too good, but at least today I saw more in Mason Mount today than I've seen in Mason Mount when he started in the past like 10 games.
That's because everyone else was tired, man. That's why.
But that's what I mean. I don't even mind that. If you have to cheat, then fuck it. Like, I don't care. Get something out of this player so his confidence is doing well for him. But like, you know,
I just think the bench matters, man. If you add like a Kovacic, Kante, and Sterling to that bench, the options are fucked. I think the game may end up differently. Do you know what I mean?
What happened
It's
to
just-
Sterling?
He got kicked in
What?
training, kicked in the
Yeah.
knee. Yeah.
Who kicked him, bro?
Fucking-
Yeah,
I don't know.
Apparently
If I
it
wanna
was
find
Gallagher.
him.
Probably Gallagher.
Man.
Probably Gallagher.
Gallagher.
No, I'm not.
Gago Spambele.
Probably.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
I can't confirm that. It's probably Gallagher though.
Yeah, Kai, it was Mount because he wants to be on the same wage as.
He wants to
Yeah,
play.
man.
Oh.
You gotta take your competition out.
He likes to play, bro. Yeah, take the competition out. Take his contract.
Well, how
Oh,
is man
God.
gonna play if he can't play
Well-
left wing? He ain't playing DM.
Well, Sterling doesn't have any working legs anymore. I should have his contract. It's just fair, you know.
See, but today, for example, I was gonna ask you guys, like, how do you feel about Chilwell when he came on? Do you think it's time to sit Cucurella down and just go persist with
Bro,
Chilwell?
It's mad to me how many Chelsea fans don't like Chilwell. I love Chilwell. He's such a
Yeah, I
good
know,
left
yeah.
back. I don't understand why people
I've
don't
missed
like him.
Chilwell.
Yeah. Oh, another one for my Kai hate English players. I'm a big fan of Chilwell. You know, everybody knows this, but apparently
See, the thing I
hate
like
English
about
players.
Chilwell though is that like he seems to know the game plan. Like, okay, defensively he has his moments. I think Cucurella defensively was okay. Again, he had his moments. I think confidence wise, like he can't move forward. I don't know what it is. Like I think his confidence is shot. He can't make a pass. He can't link up. He's not doing well when it comes to attacking forward. But Chilwell at least gives you that. When Chilwell came on today, yeah, that one opportunity he didn't make really much of. Again, he's getting back into the game, but there was more connection. There was more fluidity in attack. We could see there was more from the left. And I think as a result of there being more from the left, we were getting more out of Reece James as well. So, like, because Reece James wasn't doing that well in the first, I want to say 60 minutes or so. I don't think Reece James was at his best, but at the end of the day, I'm kind of okay with that if we have other outlets to be creative, like Enzo or the attack in general. But
Reece-
Chilwell looked good today when he came on.
Yeah,
He
this is
did. Even Reese, he did. He had like one really good cross that Havertz was a little bit wide. Sorry, he was good. I think Reese is just like he's just missing match sharpness, and with time, you get back to it.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Reece.
I was gonna say,
Reece is like the one player I'm not gonna be worried about because this guy has so much confidence.
Yeah.
He just needs to be match sharp.
I just think though that Chilwell suffered from what Mudryk suffered in the first half. It was just the reverse. Mudryk needed that overlapping left back, and Chilwell didn't have the
Mason.
I bet Chilwell didn't have the guy that he could
the inverted winger.
play with. 1-2. I mean,
He had Mason. He had money minerals,
Well, he
man.
can only
Minerals.
do-
bro.
fucking-
Fucking minerals, bruv.
Money, fucking monopoly money, man. Fucking useless.
He can't even
bro.
do a one.
I
man.
was gonna say, like, you know where Chilwell played that ball to Mason Mount, where Mason Mount for some reason tried to find Kai Havertz, but not
Yeah.
Bro,
but,
why
like,
do they keep
if
trying to
you-
find each other? Why? There's so many other players on the pitch.
I
bro.
don't know, because they're like, you ever watch a Hancock where there's two superheroes, they can't like coexist together. They just one of them will die. That's what's gonna happen. But
Like Batman.
yeah,
Oh, I was about to say Batman and Robin, but that disrespect to Batman. It's like Robin.
no, yeah. But I can guarantee you, Mudryk's gonna at least attempt to find Ziyech. He's
By
gonna
the
look up
way,
and try cross it in. Like that's
did you
where
guys,
like I agree with you, Kai.
Did you guys see what Mudryk put on as a joke? Like he liked something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
From a
I didn't
Ukrainian
see
site.
Marshall, it's on the
Okay, there you
Discord
go.
if you want to show it.
All right, I'll find it. In a
Pretty funny. It's pretty funny. I didn't see anything in it, but I guess
It
Chelsea
ain't
fans
that
are, like,
bad. I
fucking
think it's just
sensitive.
I just think it's a bit of a banter like joke. Like, yeah, I don't want to pass to you, and then I pass to everybody else.
Bro,
like,
Mudryk can't get.
people do
He
that.
can't. Apparently, he's racist because he said something from when he was 14 years old. Now he's not allowed to. Everything he posts, this fan base just jumps on his ass, man. Leave the kid alone.
He did.
They look
That's funny.
too deep into it.
His tweet this week had holding hands on another flag in it, but no one really criticised that one. So,
I found it, boys.
it's all good.
Who cares?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we were just talking about this, right? So yeah, this is
What's this?
the order of
Be
players.
careful though, yeah, so you don't get cancelled.
Yeah. Cancelled. Yeah.
There it is,
Oh.
right.
That's
So there's where Mount should have passed to Ziyech, and then
What's-
it goes
He
to
passed
Havertz.
it back. Oh my days,
Havertz-
man.
He overhits the pass to Havertz, then Havertz lays off to Gallagher,
And this is
I'm
the
also-
handball thing.
and then SOUCEK becomes a goalkeeper.
So we almost still got something out of it because at least Kai Havertz, like. you know,
I
they
hate
did
that,
do
but
it.
yeah, Chris, please don't say the almost thing. We didn't. I'm like, okay, we didn't win, but the almost thing. I don't like when you say
but
almost.
like when you have like this is what I've always hated VAR because it's never consistent, and then it sees a blatant handball. It's like, yeah, it's perfectly fine, move on.
Yeah.
I know we shouldn't rely on the penalty, but like I felt like we did perform better in West Ham, so I felt like we
Yeah.
did deserve that
No.
win, but not like that.
No,
But it should
There
be
is
a penalty
definitely,
still.
there's definitely positives. We played much better football, man. I actually enjoyed the first 30 minutes, man. And I just think like he should maintain that team. He shouldn't change it. But knowing him, he had to.
Yeah,
he
though-
probably will have to put Mount in there or something.
Yeah, those first 30 minutes, they need to be the main takeaway from this game because listen, as much as I don't like things that Potter has done, as much as Alex is Potter out, I don't think he's getting sacked. Definitely not this season. So it's a moot point. So we just have to look at the positives of this game. We definitely have something that the first 30 minutes is an amazing thing to build on, because if you were on Twitter at the time, everyone was buzzing. It was a great place to be because we were just seeing the link play, the technical abilities, the chances created. We were seeing that all. So, and these are the things we've been missing. So if we can build upon that, then we're going to be on our way to something better in the future, something that we can all enjoy.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I just hope but to be fair to him, in the press conference, he said he this is the best football we played this season too.
It is. It absolutely is. That first 30 minutes was the best.
So I hope he maintained this
Best of
team
the
and
season.
stop adding changes to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, Andrew.
No, Chris, I've spoken about you. Speak, mate. Go on.
No, I was gonna say, like, with Potter, like, situation. I think he's been a bit of a pussy today, but with his like things he said at the end, like, it did annoy me because where's his fight for Chelsea? But I wouldn't sack him this season because there's no point. Like, I want to see what. Pardon?
I said no dunk.
Yeah, but like, I want to see what he does the rest of the season because we did play good football. We know we can probably get this team to play some good football. We have to be a little bit patient. Like, we've not even had a full season with him and just see what he does. We've got nothing to lose. Like, what have we got to lose this season? Like, we're literally
relegation, but
we got 9 more points and we're probably fine. Like
Scott said though, it was fine margins today. It was literally a Reece James, defending well, and then it was literally just that. If Reece James defended that ball into the box or the flick on from Antonio, if he defended that well, if he didn't fall asleep and let Emerson come in, on the back post, we would have been fine. And like Marshall said, we want to be talking about a bad performance and a good result, not a bad performance and a bad result.
I think for me, I always haven't said how I felt about the game. I think from the minute 1 to 60, I actually felt that was probably the best football we played in a long time. And then from minute 60 to minute 90, like, you could actually tell like the drop off in quality. There was an actual drop off in quality. You could actually see it, bro, and it was a bit crazy. Can't lie to you still. At the end of the day, obviously, you can blame both Cucurella and Reece James for the equalizer. But I felt like when we scored the goal, it seemed that we didn't want to be a bit more hungry, go for the second and third. If that makes sense. Like, we almost.
It's the issue we had before Mason Mount was an issue.
Yeah, and I think that is something that, if you're a Potter, you want to be telling these guys, listen, I don't care if you score 1 goal. After the first goal, we still need to be on the front foot, basically. We need to maintain being on the front foot until we have some sort of 2 or 3 goals at the very least. And, listen, man, it's all good, man. We can talk about Mason Mount all we want, but I think that his time's up already, man. I'm tired of talking about him. He ain't getting a new contract, bro. It's over, man.
He's not getting it. There's a lot of reports saying he doesn't want to. They don't want to renew it. And shit. And he has a massive nose, and he should be nowhere near Chelsea.
And quite literally, guys. Yeah, you saw today, bro.
Maybe that's why he can't see when he passes.
Literally, guys. Genuinely today, guys. Yeah, no more. And you saw how good our quality of our attack was. This is probably some of the best attack we've seen in a long time, bro. And this is not even fully clicked yet. And it
was their first game together in that combination. It was their first game in that combination.
And a great formation as well, I'd like to see.
And you know what they say, man? Cucurella wasn't even
Imagine adding in Cuckoo to that. Replace Kai Havertz with Cuckoo or something.
Oh.
Yeah, and replacing Ruben Loftus cheek of an actual, competent.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
We're not digging out.
The guy is coming on last 10 minutes.
You!
Oh no, we started.
Of all people, bro. You were telling me you wanted Mason Mount over Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Mason Mount.
I shaved this, bro. That is shameless.
This was the last stream. You were saying you prefer Mason Mount over Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Yeah. I'll clip it. I'll send it to you. I'll take a USB drive. I'll send it to fucking London so you can fucking see it yourself. All right, bro? But you were telling me you wanted this. And that look, people forget. I don't know what it is with Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Listen, at the end of the day, if we got a good player,
I know why Ahmed doesn't like Ruben
Loftus-Cheek.
I know why.
At the end of the day, wait, before you go. At the end of the day, Ruben Loftus-Cheek can be sold for all I care. That's fine. But right now, for what we're getting out of him, which is a utility player, a squad player, if we need a position to be filled because N'Golo Kante is limping on his fucking hamstrings again, whatever the fuck, he can do a job. He's better than fucking Gallagher. He's better than fucking Mason Mount. He doesn't give me an issue. It's his first game back, and he did a job. It made Enzo look a lot better.
Apologize,
I
Ahmed.
apologize for a guy that's been cheated for a very long time. I refuse to apologize for that.
But no,
Apologize.
but people forget.
Apologize.
He had a good
Forget
game today.
that
No, but he had a good
Ruben
game today.
Loftus-Cheek is okay. He's okay.
He's not okay. Okay.
He's not shit. He's okay.
Ahmed,
He gets a
Ahmed,
job
do not-
done.
Listen.
Ahmed, do not like him because he has a perfect hairline.
This guy,
you can be honest with
like that. No, but genuinely,
Now why?
listen, I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he's not a good player in my opinion, but he had a good game today. I think that's fair to
You're
say.
just gonna avoid my question.
I don't even think he was good today. I thought he was
No.
okay. He was
And also,
decent.
it's not because of the
He wasn't
highlights.
shit.
I don't
He
think
wasn't
was bad.
shit. No,
I
but
didn't
I'm
say it
saying
was
like I don't even think he was good
Just say,
today.
just say you
I
got
just
gender.
think I just
If you got
think
that.
for the most part, Ruben Loftus-Cheek when he plays for the most part, he's okay. He's okay.
No, come on, guys. Listen,
How?
we can't be revising.
Can you
Ruben
can you
Loftus-Cheek.
say what he did so bad today?
You
No.
revise
I
him.
didn't say anything about today. I said Ruben Loftus-Cheek in general is
Oh,
cheap.
in general.
I've not said that to about
a
him
bench.
today, though.
You're targeting a bench player.
Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day,
I'm
Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he did a good job today. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying to you, he should not be the guy that you should be relying upon to be starting every single game, though.
But he's definitely better than Mason Mount or Gallagher.
not
Come
trying
on.
Oh yeah, in that position, of course, no doubt. In that position,
Even as
I
a,
would've
but
done.
he's not even a 6. You know what I'm saying? Like as a 6,
But he can play
I'd
the
rather
project.
him.
He has experience of that. That's the reason. Yeah, but he has experience.
He could also play right wing back, and I don't want him to play right wing back. But my point being is that he's a good utility player. Listen, Real Madrid right wing back, he did a job. He does a job when he plays in a position.
What are we talking about? Who are we talking about?
Ruben.
The fact that he has to play wing back just shows he's not a very good player. But that's beyond the point. I don't know why we're talking about.
I'm just saying he did a job, and I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek gets too disrespected too often. Listen, he's not
It's the
asking
salary.
for.
It's
He's
the
not.
salary.
It might be that. It might be that. It might be a little too much for what he's useful for, which is just being a squad player. But at the end of the day, as long as he's not asking for 300K a week like fucking Sterling or whatever,
You know what's
I don't
funny?
care.
You know what's funny though? Like,
Yeah.
Mount is probably flipping that Ruben Loftus-Cheek make double his salary, man.
Oh, actually, it's double as well. You know. Oh,
Yeah,
It is. That's
it
what I'm
is.
saying. Obviously, I'm not that bad at math, Oliver. You know. That's why I said double his salary.
Yeah.
I just deeped it.
Yeah. That's
Sorry
why
about that.
he's so mad.
He did all right, man. I can't complain. Listen, I'm just at least with today's game, there is progress that is being made. Yeah, we should have gotten a fucking win. I know, and Potter should have probably had better substitutes, like bringing on Chukwuemeka, bringing on Fofana, who both these players have looked really good in their performances recently. I don't know why he's not trying to persist with them. Yes, I give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe Mason Mount works better with Joao Felix. Maybe with this lineup, we can get something out of Mason Mount. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to put myself in
By the way,
Potter's shoes.
when Mount came on today, Joao Felix, he took away from Joao Felix. And Mount
made it
came on.
worse.
You got to try it in order to find out.
No, but what
We
I'm
did that
saying
against
is,
Fulham.
Yeah, he tried to get into the position Joao Felix was trying to get in.
Trying to give Potter the benefit of the doubt here, but it's really hard.
No,
That is
no,
mad.
no. That's fine. We'll sub him on, that's fine, but I don't know what he might be telling him to do other things and Mason Mount just doesn't do them because he can't.
Yeah.
Andrew,
But
that sounds
then-
delicious, man. Whatever you're eating sounds delicious, man.
It's a crunchy, bro. I haven't had a crunchy in ages, but it's all good. I didn't realize it was that loud.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah, apparently these VAR guys have had a mad today, bro. They didn't do the
Hey.
offside line. No, like this. Apparently, they didn't do any offside lines for the Arsenal goal. Apparently,
Oh, I did hear there was a problem with that game. I didn't see it though.
that's mad.
I'll tell you another thing about VAR today as well. The Rice offside, like they got it correct. How long do you need to see that? Honestly, you had to take half an hour to go and check that, but you couldn't even give us an on the screen. You don't remember, Chris?
Yeah, no, they could have used half that time to look at the penalty check, man, because they only gave it 10
Exactly.
seconds.
Exactly. I don't know what was so unclear about that Rice moment where SOUCEK scored from his action. I
Bro,
just
they
don't
watched
know
it for
how.
20 seconds. Like 20.
Oh,
Like,
it was
literally
longer
just
than
glaze
20
and it
seconds.
It
wasn't.
wasn't
Kai.
even
It
20
was.
seconds. Kai, it wasn't even 20 seconds. It was probably 4 seconds. It was that
It felt like half my life, honestly.
That's it.
Yeah,
It's so
literally,
needless for something
so little.
you can see with the naked eye. It's ridiculous. Just get rid of VAR. Honestly,
That's what I'm
I've never
saying.
liked
Get,
it.
get
Never will.
robots. Get robots, man. Fuck referees, man. They're all
Yeah.
Yeah,
bold and
I'm
can't
done with
run
the
anyway,
referees.
man. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if there's Anthony Taylor or Mike Dean. We still get shit referees, man.
Hey, how good?
Ridiculous.
On a side note, how good was Rice against us today, Kai? How good was he?
You know what? I was actually kind of going to bring that up.
Enzo bullied him, man. I feel bad for him, man.
He did. He did. Stomped all over his ass.
He was chasing shadows all game.
He was.
Yeah. Rice today was like, he was a
100 million
nuisance,
later.
though. He was a like, he's not worth the price tag, obviously, but like, and I don't want him,
He's
but
worth
like,
60
he
to
was
me.
a nuisance, bro. Because here's the thing about today's game, right? We still fucking suck at low block teams because that team, for the most part, West Ham, low block the whole time, and then you have Declan Rice blocking every shot, bro.
You say that. You say that we suck against like a low block team, but I've never seen like the goal that we scored today with Felix and what's the fuck is his name, man? Felix and Enzo. Like I haven't seen that for the last 3 years.
Yeah, that was.
So I
literally
think
kind of-
with time, yeah, and they were very low. Like they were like
Yeah.
positioned in a very low block for that goal, but we still scored because Felix had a very good.
Did anyone see
movement.
Williams' goal today, by the way?
So I think
No,
with
I
time
gotta
will
watch
be,
that.
Classic Willian.
will be good again, man.
Classic Willian.
He's probably scored more goals than like most of
That guy is actually the finesse guy. He just scores finesse goals, bro. He don't score tapping.
You see that
He scores
Enzo's only going to get one more assist to match the top assister of 2 this season.
Yeah.
Silva-
He already-
Silva, Pereira, Mount,
I saw
isn't it?
something
Yeah.
mad today. I said something mad today. Today he had more through balls in one game
Yep.
than Chelsea had in the last 3 in 45 minutes. Than Chelsea had in the last three games.
Yeah.
That is insane
Dude.
to me, man.
I really like what I'm seeing from Enzo Fernandez. Bro.
He's
His
world class.
passes are so good.
That's why I wanted him even before the World Cup. Since he was in Benfica, I was like, this
He's
guy's
cooking, man. That guy.
everybody, bro, he's better than what's his name, Jude Bellingham, man. He's a much more complete midfielder, man. He doesn't.
Jude Bellingham
He's not
can't
even playing
pass
in
like
his
Enzo can.
original position. He doesn't even play in his original position right now. He's playing deeper, and he's still.
Bellingham can only
Phenomenal,
whisk a pass like Enzo, man. He can't pass like Enzo.
Yeah, the
Not
passing
wrong,
is
his best
brilliant, man. It's so I almost feel like we have Fabregas back.
Yeah.
It feels that way to me. I mean, we
Bro,
haven't had
he's-
that in a long time.
Did you guys see the Crespo interview about him? That he said like this was the second best moment for me of the year, when Chelsea won the World Cup and when Chelsea signed Enzo. Like he's so happy that he signed for his club, you know.
I did not hear
Which is
that.
nice to hear. It's nice to hear. Love Crespo. He's my favorite Argentinian, no? Since I don't give a fuck about the rest, but yeah.
Yeah.
This guy,
You
man.
don't care about Higuain, Riquelme,
No, man, fuck these guys. Fuck these.
Messi.
Damn.
There's so many other ones.
But Messi's not
Martinez.
Messi. See, I'm not like other people. Like for me, Chelsea is my club. You know, like players who play for other teams.
Higuain played
hey,
for our club, bro.
come play.
Yeah, but he
Come
was
on.
finished.
That was
He was,
that was an internship. That was an internship, bro.
It
that was some sort of retirement plan, man.
Yeah.
That was an internship, man.
It
Plus
came in a
Crespo-
package.
That was like a
Crespo's like-
layover in an airport, man. That
Crespo was one of my favorite
was.
Chelsea
Yeah.
players ever.
I
man.
think Higuain's biggest highlight was him in that scuffle with David Luiz, I think, before the
To
Carabao
be
Cup
honest,
final.
No, he actually scored some good
Andrew,
goals,
it's a
though.
lay-
Like,
it-
he
it
scored
might-
some goals, Chris.
It might be a layover, just like Koulibaly might be a layover right now, man. He just got
fucking
one season.
expensive layover,
He
man.
might
That's
actually
what
get
that
He's
is.
a
sold.
very expensive one.
I think,
Yeah.
speaking of Koulibaly, this went over a few people's heads. He wasn't even in the squad today.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
He wasn't on the bench.
Is he
I-
injured?
if I remember correctly, he was not on the bench. I'll go and double check.
It'll be
That is a
interesting to
bit-
see who starts
that
in
is-
defence
that
for
is,
Wednesday.
you know,
since
Obama and
Badiashile-
Koulibaly, you know, I don't know, man.
Are you
doesn't
guys-
look
Trend?
compatible.
No.
Badiashile
Doesn't
can't play
look good to
Champions
Parma.
Badiashile
Ah,
can't
he
play
can't
Champions League, so remember that.
You know what?
Badiashile can't play Champions League.
It's
so.
either going to be Talabot or Fofana, man.
I don't think
I
they
think
put
Fofana.
Fofana in right away for.
I don't
They're
think
going to be
Fofana
Talabot.
either.
then.
Yeah.
Didn't tell about-
Koulibaly was not on the bench, and
Yeah, it was
the
on
only
the bench.
the only tech, like not a centre back, Aspilicueta. He's the only one that can play centre back, but not in a back four. I don't know what's happened there, but anyway, that's a bit of trivia for the game.
Yeah, I mean, today Badiashile again. This guy, I don't where the fuck did we find him? Because he's been so good. He only had one mistake. I think today was his first yellow ever
That's
since
not
he
a mistake,
started.
though. I honestly think that no.
No, Chris. It was a
him
mistake
taking out that-
because he got turned. He got turned by Mikel Antonio to begin with to have to cause that yellow.
Yeah, but at least he got like taken down.
You got to take
like,
the yellow
before.
sometimes, though.
Yeah, you have to do it sometimes.
No,
Even
but
because-
I'm praising it because this is the first game he's gotten a yellow. I'm pretty sure. I don't think he's gotten a yellow since he's joined.
yeah,
which is
defenders
ridiculous.
get yellow if they get
First
red.
goal can-
Casemiro's already got 2 reds this season, I'm pretty sure, so it happens.
Well, yeah, Casemiro's out here strangling old men and shit, man. Fucking A.
It's,
Come on, man.
It's Paddy Shilt's first goal conceded as well, so it just goes to show how well him and Silva have done before today, and even to an extent today. I mean, you kept it down to 1 goal. Fair enough. Let's hope we can get back to clean sheets against Dortmund and against.
I just
You
never
want that-
would have thought him and Thiago Silva would have like meshed this well immediately too. I thought there would have been a little bit of an integration period.
I've always
I thought
said
if
that.
anything, Koulibaly would have had the experience and stuff to kind of know what Thiago Silva's game is like.
The
I
thing
think
is that
definitely-
Badashield's performances have. I read the other week that we sort of called our interest in Vardiol because of Badashield's in. Now I would still go for Vardiol nonetheless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want quality all around. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying. He's done well. 35 mil looks a steal at the moment, considering what we have paid for other players. But 35 million is a lot. I don't know who's going to start. I presume they're going to go Chalobah and Silva at the back because, like I say, Fofana's unless the reason Koulibaly was left out today because he's going to play the game on Wednesday, but I don't see that. So it'll be interesting what it starts. But they've done well. They've done well. The clean sheets are fine and everything like that. But
Wait, how are we playing Wednesday if there is the Arsenal and United game?
well, no, they
We start
rearranged
playing.
that game. They're going to play at the same time.
I think it'll be
Why would they
Fofana
do that?
against. I think it'll be sorry, it will be Chalobah against
City and Arsenal. Sorry, Arsenal.
Yeah.
I think it'll be Chalobah
that's
against
on Prime
Dortmund
Video
probably,
as well, by the way.
because, Chalobah was on the bench today, and he's the only centre back.
I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
both. Are you guys? I was gonna say, are you guys confident for Dortmund? You reckon we can do
Nope.
something?
No,
No. You reckon Enzo, Mudryk, and what's the
think,
other player
yeah.
we're getting bringing in with
I
us?
think with Dortmund, you're facing a young side in that, man. And if we're able to be sort of defensively competent, we can probably look a go away. I can see us getting like maybe a little 1-0 win, or like a little draw, and then you just go to Stamford Bridge at home to get the win.
I don't know, man. Can't beat even beat West Ham. It's like they're in a relegation battle. I don't know if
But
you're gonna
the
beat.
thing for me is
Yeah,
the
but-
performances are improving right now. So maybe if the performances are improving, you can eventually gonna have to start scoring goals, and we've
For
really
me-
started scoring one.
As I said, yeah, for me, like just keep playing that team, make them have chemistry together. Don't make any fucking changes. Don't
agree.
put that virus
I
back
agree.
in the team, man.
The problem is
It's
Ziyech is probably going to be playing
build up
this week,
fluidity.
on Wednesday. He's going to be either
I'd
Ziyech
rather
or
Ziyech.
Sterling.
it's gonna be him. Yeah.
Or
But I'd
Sterling,
rather
actually.
Ziyech because Ziyech is
I don't-
a decent.
But
tactic.
Ziyech, but the thing is, Sterling took a knock, so maybe it might actually be Sterling.
Yeah, does he come straight back in? That's the question.
I think you would have to do it because Madueke, remember, he's not on the Premier League.
No, he's
squad.
not in it.
He's probably
No.
going
Who's
to
the 3 players? We picked Mudryk and Enzo. I forgot the third one.
Mudryk, Enzo,
Felix.
and Joao Felix in it.
Joao Felix. That's the 3 I
I
want.
don't know why
Yeah.
you just don't start with near enough the same, like the attack, especially the same attack. I would just start the same, like front six.
Yeah, plus our second game. Our next game is on Sunday. Next Sunday.
Yeah,
We have
exactly.
enough time for
Or
the rest.
I would do that unless if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they played well. Now, the other decision is if you go with Ruben Loftus again in the middle.
But apparently, Zachariah might be back for that game.
Who?
Apparently, Zachariah and Kovacic may be fit enough for that game.
Yeah, but he's just
So-
I'd have him on the bench and bring him on.
Kova's back.
Fair enough.
That's what I would do. And then the thing about me, I would start Chilwell on Wednesday. I would start him on Wednesday. Keep Cucurella on the bench, and if he wants to come on. And like I see that the other big decision is who partners Thiago Silva at the back. That's for me, whether it's Chalobah or someone else.
For the attack, I think because it's Champions League, because the pitches seem to be bigger, Wait, are we playing at home against
Away.
Dortmund?
Away.
We're away.
Away.
I think because the size of the pitch, and I know people don't think about this that often. I think Mudryk probably starts, and then Ziyech gets a shot.
Is
Because
the Dortmund,
Madueke also managing him too.
is the Dortmund pitch
I would play
particularly
Sterling.
wider than most pitches, or
Sterling. Yeah, it is pretty wide. Yeah.
is
It's
it?
pretty big. It's very big pitch.
Ch-
Yeah.
bonus- Bundesliga.
I've never checked the dimensions myself.
Yeah, I know.
The only
I'm not talking
reason
about
I
the
know
new
this
camp. I'm not talking about
it
the
sucks.
new
The only reason I know this is because it seems to be that when we play on wider pitches, players like Havertz and players that require more space perform better. That's the only
there is
reason
more,
I
yeah.
noticed this.
I strongly disagree, bro. Strongly disagree.
No.
I've never seen that.
Watch. Listen.
I don't
Mark my
notice it,
words
to be
today.
honest, so.
I think Havertz is probably gonna have he might score a goal against. This is ridiculous to say.
You're saying that a
He's
bit
probably gonna
nervous.
score a goal against Dortmund.
Good.
It's just these
I
guys
want him to.
play better at Champions League level, and Mudryk steps up too. Mudryk
it's
was
less
probably gonna
games.
play a lot better.
You think
less
that way
games,
because we
but-
have less games.
It could be that, but also I think Mudryk Mudryk rose to stardom from the Champions League games this season. I think Mudryk is going to perform a lot better in the Champions League because again, more space. Havertz is probably going to perform, and if Mudryk has more space, Ziyech with his crosses, I think there's something there. There's a link up there.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I just hope that Potter isn't doing too bad of a job at managing his mentality, his confidence, because like I said, taking Cucurella and Mudryk off at the same time, I don't think that did any world of good. He should have kept Mudryk on for 10 minutes maximum.
Maybe
Just give him some exposure to Chilwell, because if
Or we should have taken Cucurella for half time and put Chilwell on. Or
Yeah.
something.
that's an alternative.
I would have thought that too.
That would've
And
been
to be
fine, yeah.
honest too, like to be fair to Mudryk, when he got the ball, because he didn't get the ball too often today, when he got the ball, he didn't look that bad either. He was trying to create chances. He had some opportunities. A
I
little
think
unlucky,
one of the Havertz offsides was actually from a Mudryk reverse pass.
Yeah, it was.
dude, the goal was from Mudryk coming back and doing a recovery tackle.
Yeah, he lost the ball and tackled. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and he looked aggressive there. And to be fair, like I gotta give him credit for that too. He looked aggressive. Mudryk, Madueke, even Havertz today. Enzo is doing this especially. The aggressiveness of getting the ball back once you lose it. I felt like that wasn't there before. We lose the ball, we're just like, all right, let's sit back and try to regain the ball back with Kepa. Now there's more aggressiveness. There's more like, oh, you lose the ball, fucking run and get it back. And Mudryk does it. Madueke does it. Fucking Enzo does it perfectly.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And again, because of Mudryk doing that today, the few amount of touches that Mudryk had today, the few amount of times that he had the ball, he looked like he was going to create something. So he looked good when he had the ball. He just didn't get it enough.
Not sure.
Yeah.
My 2 cents, but I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else to talk about with this game. I don't know if you guys want to chip in on anything else.
We can talk about the Mount contract. One of my favorite topics.
I don't know if you heard.
That'll be
apparently it
tomorrow.
was 240
Tomorrow.
The game, not the game. Not
Oh, no,
the-
by the way, just to let
Oh.
everyone know, right? I've just watched match today when they're just showing the
Sure.
Chelsea highlights. Potter does appeal for that handball.
He does. Okay.
He does appeal for it. He
They
actually-
just didn't show it on.
As he
Kai,
should.
Kai, he does what everyone wants. He's got both arms in the air, shouting handball. That's what everyone. Remember what everyone wants their managers to do to have the actual stereotypical movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does appeal for the handball.
But did he? But did he yell at the assistant?
I didn't see that. They only showed
Did he
a still
bitch and moan
image
like
of that.
a
That's the
clock?
problem here. You
Yeah,
want
that's the-
verbal
everybody
abuse
knows
to
that.
But
the
did he shake his hand and not let go? Like Tuchel.
Slapped him in the face, bro.
Oh,
Now, what he
yeah,
did,
yeah.
what he did is he spat in their face, then RKO'd them for a day.
But did he run down the pitch?
He knee slide going handball.
Bro, I miss Mourinho, bro. If it was Mourinho, he'd be sent off already, man.
I can just
Yeah.
imagine
Listen-
Mourinho after this game, though, the interview, though.
Again, I get the criticism about the post-match conference and how he speaks and how he presents himself. Like, because we came from Tuchel, Tuchel was so charismatic and charming when he spoke. I think he won us over, but this is not how Potter is. I don't
Fell in
know.
love, Marshall?
I want to.
Fell in love.
I fell in love. I've said it. I've been said it. You can look back at the old streams, man. I got seduced by Tuchel. You know what I'm saying? But
Jesus Christ.
with Potter, it's not there, man. Potter took me out to a cheap date, bro. Fucking A, man.
Cheap day.
But
Didn't even.
yeah, man
try
took me
hard,
to
man.
McDonald's. Didn't even take me to
Welcome to
like
my
a
life.
nice high-end
Oh
restaurant.
my god, man, them are
Welcome to
showing
my
John
life.
Obi Mikel clips. What's going on?
Who's showing that?
Oh, speaking
John-
of John Obi Mikel, listen, back to Ruben Loftus Cheek. He's a tier below a John Obi Mikel kind of utility player. I appreciate I appreciate Ruben Loftus Cheek, man. I think he's okay. He's not shit, all right? He serves that John Obi Mikel role, except not as good as John Obi Mikel.
He's not shit. He's useful. He's toilet paper, basically, bro.
Useful, yeah, exactly. He's toilet paper. Where Mason
So
Mount is just
basically-
fucking shit.
Basically, you can just
At
use
least I
and
can wipe
abuse
my
him.
ass with toilet paper,
That's
man.
funny.
So just use and abuse Ruben Loftus Cheek. Is what he's saying right now.
What happened?
Just use and abuse him, innit? Ruben Loftus Cheek.
Yeah, use him and abuse him until some good
Wait.
club comes for him and
Wait,
pays
what?
us a lot.
Ahmed, that's a very sus comment, bro. Chill out. With that.
What do you mean? It's just literally what he's saying. Just use and
That
abuse
sounds like
him.
that sounds something like
Listen,
I would say. bro. Don't
Ahmed,
say that
Ahmed,
ever
you
again,
came
bro.
up with it, bro. All right.
Hey, I'm standing by it, big man.
FBI, open up.
But yeah, I think that's all we have to really say about this game. It's unfortunate we didn't come out with a W. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about the Mason Mount contract, Kai, if you want to join us for that, and a bunch of other shit that happened this week between Aubameyang and all that stuff with Graham Potter and all that. So guys, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure you are leaving a comment down below if you're watching this in the future. Join the membership. Why not, man? Join the memberships.
Apparently said. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Talk to me. Tell me.
Apparently, Pep
Go ahead.
Guardiola said in his press conference yesterday, "It's our fault Steven Gerrard slipped to Anfield." Oh my!
I saw it. I died. When I saw it.
Oh my god! This guy is
Bro,
too
because
much,
they're blaming everything on City. They're being like sharks now. The English media to Pep. That's all they like in his press conference today. That's all they talk about.
Feeding frenzy, bro. It's a feeding
It's
frenzy.
ridiculous, man. Yeah, it's fucking.
Blood's
shit.
in the water, man. The piranhas are everywhere. That's all it is.
Only they were Mount with like fucking drop shit performances.
They won't do it. They won't do it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. 61% of you are watching and are not subscribed, but you come back here every time. Why not just be subscribed? It's fucking free. Hit the bell notifications so you know when we're gonna go live.
Man.
Yeah, at least make it like 50% of you that don't subscribe when you watch. Smash the like I said. Oliver just joined and became a member.
Yeah.
Big up to you, Oliver. Now we have another emoji slot. I'm gonna give that to you guys right after the stream. Big up to you, my friend. Guys, make sure you're leaving a comment below. We'll check out the membership. Check out what the tiers that we have. We have 4 different tiers. Join our membership. It helps the channel grow big time. And then come back here tomorrow for the Casually Chelsea show, where we're going to talk about all the stuff that happened in the past week. But big up to everyone in the panel. Kai, Ahmed, Surfer, Oliver, Chris. You guys are the shit. And we are off. I'm sending you guys to Carefree Lewis. Go enjoy the minerals over there, all right? You guys have a wonderful night. Stay casual.